Nancy, CBS? I think you had your hand up. I'm sorry. Did you?
Yep. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Some of the commitments you made here won't happen unless Congress passes future legislation. How do you convince Republicans and even some Democrats to get behind more spending if they look at this conference and say, China isn't meeting these global goals, Russia doesn't intend to meet these global goals, India doesn't plan to, why should we?
Because we want to be able to breathe and we want to be able to lead the world. Look, I mean it sincerely. I think, presumptuous of me to say, talk for another leader, but the fact that China, trying to assert, understandably, a new role in the world as a world leader, not showing up, come on. The single most important thing that's gotten the attention of the world is climate. Everywhere. From Iceland to Australia, I mean, it just is a gigantic issue. And they've walked away. How do you do that and claim to be able to have any leadership mantle? The same with Putin and Russia. You know, his tundra is burning. He's in a literally the tundra is burning. He has serious, serious climate problems. And he is mum on the willingness to do anything. And so I genuinely believe, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, when I said at COP7, at the G7, that America was back, you know, people wondered whether, well, is that really true? Well, we were able to change the dynamic of a lot of things coming out of the G7. I think what I'm about to say sounds awfully self-serving. 2 world leaders came up to me today and said, thank you for your leadership. You're making a big difference here. You're moving people. I think you and I talked about that, John, with one of the folks talking to us. And so I think the fact that America showed up and decided to lead and laid out clearly what it wished to do. For example, you know, as I said, the mere fact that we were able to, you know, go from 7 or 8 people or countries talking about, or maybe as high as 14, I don't remember the original number, to deal with the whole notion of methane. You know, now 100 nations have signed on. 100 nations. 100 nations have signed on to reduce methane by 30% by 2030. That is, and methane is 25 times more toxic to the environment than CO2. So we're making real progress. Or the deforestation issue. Look what we're doing. Look what we've been able to put together. And in addition to that, one of the things that I feel the best about, and I don't claim any unique credit for it, but I think that we've gotten for the first time a combination of, in dealing with the international problem and that circumstances affect all nations, that we've not only gotten countries off the sideline in terms of making significant financial contributions, but literally trillions of dollars worth of the private sector jumping in, knowing they've got to play and they're going to play an incredibly positive part in dealing with these problems. It's real. It's genuine. And so I just think that, you know, that old bad expression, the proof of the pudding's in the eating. You know, I feel confident we're going to get done what we have to do at home in order to deliver. And lastly, you know, if you take a look at what economy is growing, the United States, it's growing. It has problems, mainly because of COVID and supply chain, but it's growing. We've created over 6 million jobs. We're leading the world in terms of the fastest growing economy, major economies. So I think, you know, we're going through a difficult time in the world because of COVID, because of supply chain consequences, because of the environment and all that's occurred, the way it's in fact imploded in the near term. But as I said to you earlier, and I really mean it, I think it presents a gigantic opportunity, an opportunity to, in a sense, press the restart button and move in a direction that I think the vast majority of countries, and look, I'm sure you interview other world leaders that are here, the vast majority think this is an opportunity. They're not quite sure exactly what to do, exactly how to do it. Not that I have all the answers, I'm not implying that. But they know that. They know that growth rests in dealing with the economy in a way that affects the whole notion of what we're going to do about climate change. And it's a gigantic opportunity.